What is up, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. Before we get into it, it's been going so swimmingly. Smash the like button for me. Hey, it lets everyone else on YouTube know that you're liking this. So that's before we even get started. As we're going through, you're going to get tired of seeing the subscribe button be red in your face. Go ahead and smash that as well. It'll turn it gray, get it out of your face. Makes me happy, makes YouTube happy. We get it. If you want to see everything as soon as it goes live, hit that little bell. You can hit custom so you can see it when you want to see it, or you can hit all. Tell you as soon as we go live. Amber Heard still on the stand. Day 15. Wow. She starts day 15. As you guys can see, I have notes. Call me Cam prepared. Cam can be prepared, you know. She starts the day off. Men crying was weird. She said, I had never seen my pops cry, so seeing Johnny Depp react emotionally, it's weird for her. It's weird to see men cry. Odd. It's almost like her and the past witness, Dr. Hughes, have some similar ideologies there. Okay, let's talk about this right out the gate. Amber Heard is staring down the jury. Right? When Johnny Depp spoke, right? If you guys are the jury, and I'm staring straight across, now given, if she was staring straight ahead, she would be looking right at Johnny Depp. He's looking down to avoid eye contact with her. She could look all over the place, she could talk, she could whatever. But when she speaks, she's going, and then he hit me out of nowhere. And it's and she started, right, during all these massive, gosh, the counsel for Johnny Depp's team today. Counsel Vasquez is crushing Elaine. Absolutely slaughtering her. They are not letting Amber Heard get a single word out of place, and I'm loving it. Like I'm watching my buddy Nate fight in the UFC. I'm getting that hyped up every time. I'm sitting there yelling it with her. Objection, hearsay, baga! Like I'm fucking losing it every time Counsel Vasquez gets Elaine, and Elaine's sitting there crossing the lines of what's appropriate in a courtroom by discussing objections in open court. You're not supposed to do that. And while she's doing that, she's losing these arguments, and she's visibly irritating the judge, and the jury is seeing all of this. They're seeing how they're trying to apply this bogus narrative in which they have no evidence for. They're trying to see how they're trying to put in all this hearsay, he said, she said, Amber Heard's take is more important than what the evidence is, and Johnny Depp's counsel is going, objection, you have no foundation for saying that. You cannot just stand here in court and say, this is what happened when we've shown proof otherwise. That is what Johnny Depp's counsel the other day that we were all kind of rough on did not do. He did not go, all the things you're claiming happened are abusive, but you are missing the fact that all of the evidence points to the fact you're the one that did it. So she's been staring down the freaking jury this entire time. On top of that, she's emotion flipping. So when she's telling one of these made-up fabricated tales that she's created in her head and told enough times that she apparently now believes, but it doesn't even look like she believes it. It looks like she believes she's supposed to believe it while she's on the stand, and she's supposed to give this. And here's the other thing. She keeps saying, for the first time. She's saying a few things, and this was the first time he hit me. This was the first time he hit me in front of people. And then she also keeps, what was the other tagline that she keeps using that makes absolutely no sense? Either way, I'm not going to get into that. It's the emotion flipping for me. So she'll be sitting there talking about, he did this, and out of nowhere. It's always out of nowhere. I think that's the other one. He's standing there, and then out of nowhere, Johnny Depp just starts swinging, just starts smacking me. It's always multiple slaps with her. Now, let's talk about the important one. She talks about the issue that went down on the airplane. First, she says, Johnny Depp is irate, screaming, yelling at her, doing all this, throwing dishes, she says, while she's also saying he's pilled out and on opiates and all this stuff. Says that they get in this argument. She said she's not engaging him, but wanting to make sure she looks into his eyes. Huh? How in the motherfucker are you not engaging someone if you're forcing them to look you in the eye? That's engagement, huh? That's more than smashing the thumbs up button, which I hope you've already done. If not, do it now. That's engagement. You can't say, I wasn't even trying to engage him. I was leaving him alone, but I had to make sure I looked in his eyes so I could. What was the actual phrase she used? I wrote it down because it was so insane. So she could penetrate the monster to get to the man. You, as a self-claimed sexual violence victim, in talking about the man that you allege did this to you, say you wanted to penetrate the monster to get to the man. Pick better words. Pick different words. Say other things, right? You've done a very good job this whole time. If I can say you, Amber Heard, you've done well at anything, it's picking interesting words and terminologies that don't quite mix with reality. So to choose to use the word penetrate when we're talking about a term that's been so criticized and analyzed and dissected, the term monster, and why was it used? They tried to use that against Johnny Depp, that he was saying the monster was his admittance of the violence and the acts that they allege. When he and she are using the term monster, and she uses it as creatively as to say penetrate, which is just a fucking rough word to begin with. Everyone, when she said that word, everyone was like, why'd you say that? You could have said, I'm trying to see through the man, the person standing in front of me to get to the man I know. There's a lot of ways you could have said that. That would have sounded a lot better. She took a lot of more pictures of Johnny Depp sleeping. Here's where we're going to get into the tidbits that I find fascinating as someone who comes from addiction and recovery and, whoa, thought my mic was going to fall, and someone who, has been in relationships while I've attempted to get sober and failed and relapsed. And so I have a lot of experience with this. Amber Heard is making herself out like she's this daunting, supporting wife that just wants to be there by his every side. Going to Al-Anon meetings, which I'm pretty sure they confirmed she went in like 2013, not like 2014 and stuff. But anyway, Al-Anon, if you don't know, is a support group like AA is for alcoholics. Al-Anon is the same thing, but for the family members and supporters and loved ones of alcoholics and addicts. So she's claiming she's going to these support groups to learn tools and gain an arsenal of resources to help deal with her relationship and his recovery and supporting him. Okay. So we already have evidence all over the place that Johnny Depp has not been consistently sober and that she drinks all over the place around him and has tons of wine consumed everywhere all the time. So let's just skip right over the fact that she's a supportive of his recovery, because you don't support somebody's recovery and use right in front of them, especially if it's something that irritates the bejesus out of you, that they do that. You're not going to keep wine and drugs. And she's admitted to using MDMA multiple times. So again, you're not going to do stuff like that if you're begging this person to leave this substance alone, because you would beg for it to be out of their life completely if it was that much of a hindrance for you. I severely resent her using his detox photos of him nodding off and stuff like that. Guys, that should almost be seen as a spiritual time, a holy time. A human being, when they are detoxing from whatever the substance they're coming off of. Some of y'all couldn't get off sodas and coffee for a day. Don't fuck with me with alcohol and opiates and benzodiazepines and anything else that anybody else might have found themselves mixed with it. Because you don't know how quickly your mind and your body can turn on you and how irrational you can become. And Johnny himself, knowing what this process is like, because I've said in past episodes, when you know that you're battling with some type of dependency issue, whether you got into it voluntarily or not, whether you took a pain med and now you're hooked, or you started drinking and now you're just in too deep, there's this thing with it where you yourself start to realize, oh, I'm not the same as I once was. I need to try to recalibrate myself. Let me use a little less. And you feel the effects of that. And you go, oh, fuck, I'm not doing that again. Not everybody, but people that struggle with addiction, that's the main cause of relapses and continuations, is they start to feel again. They start to feel without substances again. And like Johnny Depp said, there would be shocks of electricity. And when I started Zoloft, I got those shocks where I would literally be sitting there and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I would like tell my wife, it was like, what the fuck is happening to me? And she's like, that's your receptors binding back together. And that's things transferring through your body again that haven't for years. And I'm like, yo, I don't like that. That's not right. I've been a human my whole life, and I ain't never felt that before. So it's like it's your system coming back on in ways that it maybe hasn't for a long time, or maybe you're feeling things you never have before. So, and I'm not making an excuse for prolonging sobriety or anything like that, but it's up to every individual user's life choices. Right? If the detox process is getting to be too much, where you feel like you may not live to fight another day, and you choose to, bend the knee for the moment and give back into your drug or take enough of something to edge off. If you're taking something enough to edge off so you can continue on a plan to get sober, well, that's absolutely what you should do, is stick to the fucking plan you have. And it sounds like she was withholding the meds that would have kept him from getting so diabolically ill. And then she wants to use the pictures of him being nodded off as things against him. It's like, man, the guy's fucking trying, and you're taking pictures of him. He admitted when he started the plan to get off the drugs, he told the doctors he was taking double the amount that he was, because he knew they were going to start him at that and then phase him down, and he didn't ever want to go without. That's showing the fear that he has throughout of facing the withdrawal. It's the last thing he wants to fucking do. So when he's about to bite the bullet and go through it, the last thing he may want is her around. As much as she's claiming she was there to cook him meals and take his boots off or whatever the fuck she talks about, you were there to bother him and keep an eye on him and make sure that he didn't get too happy without you, or realize that you were the reason he's continuing to use like this, because you're destroying him. You're furthering the trauma and continuing it, and almost allowing his mom to take on a new host in his life as this toxic bitch that's presented in front of us all. Let me see. I talked about using the word penetrates. That was crazy. She's using the word drastic changes when talking about a prolonged period of time. She's rarely talking the only time she talks fondly about their relationship is when she goes, the hotel he took me to was beautiful. The horse he got was a beautiful colt. The hotel and the cars were exquisite. The yacht was beautiful. The things and the dresses are all beautiful and nice in the hotels and everywhere they stay. Trailer park, it's all beautiful. Johnny Depp as a human, she can say the word romance, I loved him so much, but she said nothing about why she loves him other than all the stuff he does for her. And she's also saying, like, he beat my ass for years and then I married him. I loved him so much. And then she kept saying, and then there was this drastic change. Well, before you married him, you claim he assaulted you 3 times. So he was either an abuser from the jump, which she said there was like a small amount of time, which she even resented him for because she claimed that they had to be in hiding. She implied that he was hiding her from his current wife, which may or may not be true. I don't know. He claimed they were both in a relationship when they kissed for the first time. So he admitted the fault there. But again, Amber Heard can't take responsibility for fucking anything. Everything is Johnny Depp groomed her. Johnny Depp bought her stuff that was, just so enticing to her that even after 3 ass whoopings and all these name callings, she still had to marry him. And then she has the balls to claim that Johnny was the one who said, I don't want a prenup. That's you claiming you're going to take off on me. And she was advising him for his protection that they should have a prenup because he was so utterly successful. Where in the beginning of all this, she says, oh, I didn't really know who he was. Let's talk about back again with her failing to, give him his meds to help with the detox and how much she resented him and, took pictures of him nodding off. Yesterday, at the beginning of her testimony, she says, the experience I have dealing with addiction as a credential as to why she should be able to help and aid, support him in getting off. Because she's saying, I've seen addiction in my life. I've been around it. I know it. So then, today in court, when she's talking about the erratic changes that Johnny's going through while he's detoxing, she's going, I shouldn't have been here. What am I doing here? He asked me to be here. When he has showed all types of evidence and testimony showing he did not want her there, she forced her way there, and it wasn't until they got away from each other and he got a detox on his own that he actually got sober. Oh. So we have Amber Heard lying all over the place. I'm an advocate for addiction and mental health and women's rights, yet I beat men. I downplay women's struggles. I downplay the validity of domestic violence across all scopes, regardless of gender. I lie. I use substances in excess, and I manipulate, gaslight everyone around me, including and up to the entire world that's watching this. Because I think that I'm so great that just because it comes out of my mouth, you should believe me. That's the game Amber Heard's playing. That's the long game they're playing. And her team is getting filleted right now, and they are doing direct examination. How do you lose your own direct examination? That means you got no case. You lost. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We do have the second half of the day. This is only up to the morning, up to lunch. We have a second half of her testimony. I'm hoping Cross starts today. We will see. But check out the Road to Redemption podcast.com if you want to see, or you can hit up madmentaldesigns.com for all the new merch. I like it. It's pretty dope. All the official Road to Redemption podcast merch is there. And we will see you maybe later today, but probably tomorrow for a day 16 recap. Love you.